And there we go. There's the opening bell. And no sword on an uncle, which means we have a random weapon. First chest, 20 rupees.
Ooh, big 20. Nice thing to put in the Bank of Hyrule as you make your way over to Kakariko Village and need to buy some things. Sometimes bombs, all the time, bottle vendor.
Alright, so we're going to be starting here getting our uncle weapon. Once again, it's going to be random, so let's see what we are getting this time.
Alright, and the uncle drops us a hammer, so stop. It is hammer time.
Hammer. Well, that's a fast escape, but at the same time, that hammer does not have the greatest of range, so they'll have to get pretty close. And wow! 8 bomb drop right off the gate. I think, did every runner get that, or did, no, I think Gem actually did not get the droll. Can't tell.
Looks like you might be the one who got that 8 bomb drop, although it looks like maybe Gem did. I might have to put on my glasses for this one.
Oh, no, there we go. Yumi was the only one, so it is in the pool for the first guard. First dagger guard. This is a really good seed.
Yeah, that's an exciting find for Yume. Having those bombs early on, it helps to not have to backtrack and get those 3 items at the back of escape behind that bombable wall.
And as we've been talking, we got a boomerang in the first guard checkpoint, and apparently the other chest in the passageway was a bottle. I was so fixated on the bombs, I didn't even notice that.
It's good to have that bottle, too, because you also have Sick Kid in Kakariko Village who can give you a handy item, as it looks like we're picking up a boomerang in our beginning of escape.
Yeah, I said 13 items in Kakariko. That was not counting Sick Kid.
Oh, you can't leave out poor Sick Kid. He's sick. You gotta have a little sympathy for him.
Well, it's because of the fact you need a bottle in order to get his item. The rest of the items are more or less free, provided you have bombs and money. So it looks like only Gem doesn't have the 8 bomb drop. That's unfortunate.
It is actually looking like it, and it seems like Chad is corroborating this, that everyone does have that 8 bomb drop. It is tough to distinguish between that 08 and 00 sometimes, but they do look like they all have the 8 at this point.
Yeah, it is very hard to tell with the 4 feeds here. Alright, base guard down. Zelda has 20 rupees in her cell. That's actually really nice to have, because that means that with the 5 rupees that are in the well and Blind's house respectively, we have merchant money.
Yeah, having that money early on is super helpful. They are mere 59 and 60 respectively away from getting that 100 requisite for bottle vendor.
Runner skipped the bottle. Did he? We'll see if he did when he opens his menu. Because these runners are obviously going to be switching to those bombs to get the 3 chests at the very end of the escape sequence. And just for the time being, Runner Watcher actually has a very slight lead. Gem, meanwhile, is at 1 heart.
Yeah, we have the dreaded beep for Gem, so he's hoping, I'm sure, to pick up some hearts on his way through sewers in the back of escape here, so that he doesn't put himself in any danger.
And a nice 408 for Runner Watcher getting through the altar. Gem only 5 seconds behind him, so already this race is close, but this is randomizer. We don't have a definitive lead until we hit go mode.
Oh yeah, nothing is said until you hit go mode, and even then, there are certain circumstances that will put you out of the lead.
Rich Roast, by the way, 25 rupees dropped for Runner Watcher, has more than enough now for the bottle merchant. And is that the cane of burner I just saw?
Oh, it sure is, the blue cane. That'll be a nice item to have for a little bit later. Something you can use on I know that I use that on blind once in a while when I have that.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite ways to kill blind. There's just nothing you can do with it, and it's guaranteed to be the fight as a result. Although, with the invincibility, you don't really care about the scripted fight. And yeah, Runner Watcher does not have that bottle.
All right, we're about to see the 3 items here from Gem. We have a big 20, we have a piece of art, and we have the map. So that is not super hype back of escape here, but that means that there will be an item in the sanctuary.
I wonder how big missing that bottle is going to be in the short term here.
Yeah, that could prove to be super costly for a Runner Watcher if Sick Kid indeed has something super spicy hanging out.
Well, there's also 3 other bottles in the pool, so he might get lucky and find another one. Sanctuary chest has more money.
Stealing from the collection plate. Link, have you no shame?
Out of Sanctuary, it's 6 minutes roughly flat. This is going to be a very, very tight race, at least for the opening. Map check. I saw red crystal at Eastern, blue crystal at Hera. Did not catch Desert, though.
Yeah, you're good. I didn't catch any of those, but I'm sure we'll get another map chip from one of the other. There's another one, and I missed that one too.
I believe it was a vanilla blue pendant over at Desert.
All right, you made tree pulling, getting some Singleton rupees as Runner Watcher is checking out the Aghanim ledge to see what is on there, and just a big 20.
Architecture found by Gem. Always nice to have a little extra health to start off a run. Wait, with the hammer, Aghanim is very unlikely. The only way Aghanim is in play for the seed is if we have a Moon Pearl pedestal or we have both gloves in the Dark World.
Yeah, that would be a brutal possibility, but I'm hoping for these runners' sake that it is not that.
All right. Blind's house. What do we got here? 5 items. Magic powder.
Ooh, and with the hammer, that opens up Batman and the flippers.
And a shield. And the float!
That's pretty.
What is the seed?
Pretty hype right there. So clearly something horrible is about to happen.
The glove as well! I'm already shocked. We're not even 10 minutes in. We have so many good items. All right. Well, can you live up to that? I doubt it, but let's see what's in here. Mirror!
Wow. This is something.
Ether as well. Okay, that's still good to have. Card piece. The boats!
What is this?
And that was an arrow capacity upgrade. Oh my goodness, what is this seed? Kakarot goes loaded. Merchant. Piece of heart.
Yeah, something horrible is about to happen. I feel it in my bones.
All rise for the swag duck, by the way.
All right, goose is loose, the duck is amuck, and the fowl is on the prowl, etc., etc.
Now, wouldn't it be a kick if we had a sword? And the Moon Pearl here.
Oh my goodness, that would be pretty hype indeed. We'll see what happens, but it's a lot of things here to test to start pushing the runner's mind in certain directions. We have a lot of openings.
Huh? That was actually vanilla. 10 arrows at the chicken house. Gem buying more bombs.
Let's see what Sick Kid has. Okay, dodged there. Only an arrow. Some arrows from Sick Kid. I don't know what he was doing with such sharp objects, but there they were.
Yeah, so that is a blessing in disguise. Although, I believe the bottle we got berry in it. I didn't actually get a good look at it. And more arrows at the back of the bar. You know what? I think this he's trying to tell us something. That bow's gonna be a problem.
I mean, something's going to be a problem. Like, you don't get this much giftiness from a seed and not have something on the back end.
Oh yeah.
All right, about to see what the Mad Batter has in his Cauldron of Doom, and it is indeed going to be a big 20.
I mean, we don't need that, but it's also a little bit of a chip in towards Zora money.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting money at all this early on is never a bad thing, except if it's ones, then it's just obnoxious.
Yeah, thankfully there's only 2 in the pool. Library, not worth it. It's just 20 rupees up there. Somebody left their library dues up there, I guess. And we're having a blind check of the race game. Interesting that Yume chose to blow it up with a bomb instead of bonking it. That isn't...
Oh boy, did you see what's at that race game, Wolf?
I did not catch it. What was it?
Oh, it was a magical cape.
Oh, not bad. It is very unlikely that it's Aga required, though. The only way it's Aga required at this point is that the Moon Pearl is specifically on the pyramid. And
because I'm involved in this, as I've said, it's going to happen that way. I'm calling it right now. Unless it doesn't happen, then I never called it.
And we're already seeing a divergence here. Yume is immediately heading the mountain.
I like that move. I think we had some signs to point that direction, but you know, South Shore has a lot of items too, so either move could pay off. We'll see what happens as we have Gem going right to the dam in South Shore.
Uncle's bombs, right there. So something I like to do, single rupee at this inside special rock. What was on there? I missed that.
And it was just a bomb upgrade, so nothing of super importance there, but we do have quite a bit open now for Yume. He could...
Oh, Bombos flooded in the water. That's 2 medallions.
So 67% chance that we can get into somewhere, if I'm doing my math correctly.
Yeah. Now, something I personally like doing with early flute is I decide to route in that one-off check that we know as Agina's Cave. Because the flute, combined with the boots, makes that a relatively fast check. Then you can get on your way, and then when you get out, you can just flute to 7 and continue on the South Shore loop.
Well, Yume's taking care of Tower of Hair. Didn't look like anything was terribly exciting in that basement, so he's going to be reaching in to find the boss key, the big key, so he'll be able to complete the dungeon, just not full clear it.
2 swords! 2 swords of Mini Moldorm! What the heck is this seed? And Yumi's not going to get those swords having done the mountain gamble.
Telling you, Moon Pearl is at Aghanim. It's on the pyramid. Calling it now.
Now Runner has the Master Sword. Gem with that Master Sword is now going to go see Sir Hasala. Rambler now with his Master Sword.
Yume found some, looks like, or somebody found some literature there. I believe it was Yume.
Yeah, book. And there's the Moon Pearl! Gag is dead. Your curse is broken, Prof.
I never said that the Moon Pearl would be on the pyramid and no one can prove it.
Bow! Bow as well! And we can get that now because we have Darkworld access!
Well, this is something. This seed is progressing quite rapidly. I think we're in ludicrous speed at this point.
It depends on our pendants. What are our Dark World pendants? Let's see them. Pendant Skullwoods, Pendant Mire. And Ice Pass is our other 5/6. I think it's even the 5 crystal, which is vanilla. Interesting.
Rambler checking the hobo, getting some bombs. I don't know what he was up to, but That's what he got there.
Single ruby. Big 20. Big 20. Heart container. Heart container. So, not a lot of value except for those heart containers, because look at our health total for Gem. He was at 5 hearts going, now he's at 7.
Yeah, being in Dark World, the green mail at this point is a terrifying prospect.
Yes. And yeah, we're seeing a book here. Just cow shifted ether, yeah. Yume did find the book in Hera.
So Ice Rod Cave, we got a blue mail, so that is good for Rambler. And Yume also finished his first crystal in Tower of Hera, of course, not without that fire source, was not able to full clear. And I'm not sure if he found both the items there, but we did find a big red cane on the floating island.
Nice. And yeah, Hera will have to be cleared at some point. That is a crystal, I believe crystal 7. Oh, Yume takes a death. And Case Evergrove was checked, but I didn't hear an item collection, so must not have been worth Gem's time. And Yume does have that fairy. That was a fairy in a bottle. Runner Watcher. Where are you going? Oh, he remembered the chest he forgot. Digging him now.
I don't know if Runner Watcher's gonna be super excited to find a bottle at this point, but he may think that Sick Kid's got something, so.
And only 5 rupees at the ding game, and I missed what Spiral Cave had, unfortunately.
It was a heart.
All right, yeah, it is real hard to keep track of 4 racers at once, with all of them diverging.
Yeah, having this many items early on causes a huge divergence, but hey, heads up to our big ups to our tracker, LJ, M, Nin, and Yoko. They're pulling quadruple duty, and there's the mushroom on Death Mountain.
All right, Paradise Cave. And we see Rambler in that Crystal Hera. It is only a blue crystal, so it's not one of the important ones. Those are, of course, at Eastern and Ice.
Alright, you may pick up 5 items. So far, nothing that exciting. We have Heart and Big 20 and a Big 20. So Seed is starting to pump the brakes a little bit, but we still have plenty open to do.
Chess game. Bonk capacity. There's the Book of Medora for Rambler. So yes, it looks like our trackers have not fully got all the data here, so just to recap here once again, we have a crystal, we have a 5/6 crystal at Eastern and Ice Palace. Skull Wiz is our green pendant, and our other 2 who are at Desert and Misery Mire. Everything else is a crystal.
Whoa, there's the hook shot from the potion shop. Holy mackerel.
Mushroom required to turn in. No reason not to when we have the powder either. And there is the fight for Rambler. 2 spins on Moldarm. Do some slashes. Gonna have to do 1 more hit. Oh, takes a fall. And Gem, meanwhile, is in Thieves Town. And full clear this dungeon. There's a small key. And there's the map, so he has the big key. And down goes Trolldorm on Rambler's end. And he had a lot of cash on him. And there's that crystal.
We found another sword on a desert ledge, so that will be sword number 3. For Yume, it is sword number 1. But for the game, it is sword number 3 that we have seen so far.
Always nice to see Tempered Sword. It's arguably the best sword you can have. I know there's a fourth one out there, what we call the butter sword, but the difference between mastered and tempered versus tempered and butter, there's no question. The tempered sword's way better than the master sword. Leaps and bounds. There's another bottle at Gina's cave, actually. And I just missed the attic chest over there on Gem's side.
Like it was either arrows or an arrow upgrade.
So yeah, we can get the bow, we can get the cane of Samaria. We just need... Realistically, we need the rods, and that's it.
So I think we're still missing the Titan's mitts in order to get that red cane. So we got that one hanging out still, and we also have the ice rod, as I predicted, could be a troll here.
Yeah. Nice bomb jump setup from Runner Watcher. Getting the map out of the big chest there. Oh my goodness! There are the silver arrows right next to blind in the maiden chest.
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop at this point. We keep on finding a steady stream of items.
My mind. What does this seed? We are literally just missing the rods now in terms of knowing where they are. And then we'll have everything we need. Lamp's technically in logic and is always required because, well, 4 dark room dungeons, only 3 which can be pendants. But if you're very well seasoned in this game, like I know some of these runners are, you don't necessarily need the lamp. It is good for magic efficiency, though.
Yeah, Gem just clinched out a perfect scripted blind fight, as is no surprise. Picking up the prize of a nice compass so that he can find his way back out of the dungeon.
And gets that crystal, which is even more important. First item I've seen down in desert is money. And it's a 50 ruby prize from Ether, so not 20. You usually associate with cash. See house check now for Gem. Art piece. And yeah, people are talking about Ped. And realistically, it can only be Quake, and only if Meyer does not require it.
We got a ledge check up here from Gem, from Lumber Cave, and we're going to see if that's anything of value. It is, I guess, depending on your vision of what value is, it is a piece of heart.
Don't need that right now. Checking Bonkrux here on Ramazan. Only 20 rupees there. Unfortunate, but had to be done at some point. Oh, and this is very clean from Gem. He's going to mirror and check Graveyard Ledge, and then mirror and check King's Tomb.
Yeah, this is pretty solid routing from Gem, and then of course you can continue on eastward, and if you wanted to check the Lake of Ill Omen and Catfish, as well as Zora and the items in the Waterfall of Wishing, that would all tie in pretty nicely.
Yeah, you ran there now with a hookshot. You may now with that sword off of Desert Ledge.
This game has 2 obsessions, ledges and eyeballs, so, you know, there are a lot of ledges.
Yeah, there are a lot of ledge items. And we are seeing a dash rather, to Zora. We have not seen any of these items up here. We had a poor king today. Only 5 rupees there.
Yeah, that king didn't have any dowry to leave behind, and we did get bombs and a heart container in the Waterfall of Wishing, and it looks like Rambler's going to continue on. He has the requisite money for Zora. We'll see what King Zora's life lesson is for today.
Yep. I wonder if King Zora or had the other king pay him. That's why the other one only had 5 rupees.
Non-equitable kingdoms. How dare they?
Hookshot now for Runner Watcher. Gem is the only one who's not been to the Death Mountain, but we'll head there eventually, most likely.
All right, Rambler is about to find out what Zora has as Gem's about to... Oh, there it is, the Ice Rod, and I've been proven wrong twice today. I think that's my quota.
Well, I could still be right. The Fire Rod is the only item that we need for Go mode that is still unaccounted for. We know where the bow is. We know where Cadence Amari is. We don't necessarily know where that Titan's Mid is either, but it's got to be somewhere.
And we still got that Titan's Mitts hanging out somewhere. And that, yeah, definitely not having the Fire Rod closes us off to quite a few things, as does the Mitts. So we have a few options, just not too many yet.
You know what my play would be at this point? After we're done with all these checks?
What is that?
Get the bow. Flute to 5. Dark World. Pod. Eastern. Do them both.
Yeah, I mean, certainly if you're comfortable with some dark rooms, then that would be the play. If not, then you're probably still looking out for that lamp.
I'm pretty sure most of these runners here are comfortable with dark rooms at this point. It's kind of a necessity to learn some of them. And if I had to rate the dark rooms on difficulty, Pod is sort of an intermediate difficulty, mainly because of the turtle room and the dark maze. Eastern, though, is easy.
Eastern is not much of a thing without the lamp. The runners also have open Swamp Palace. I know Swamp Palace is not always a desirable place to be, but it's got 6 items, and it looks like Gem might be headed that way.
Ooh, this is a gamble, actually. A gamble that we know is not going to pay off, but I think... No, I think Gem's going for the bow. Yeah, he's going for the bow. Which is smart because he doesn't have the hook shot. Why would he go to Swallow without the hook shot?
Oh, he doesn't have the hook shot yet. You were right. Sorry, it's this 4-way vision sometimes messes with your head, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I was saying, he's the only one who has not gone to Death Mountain. Yeah, picking up the bow like I thought, and he's gonna go do Pod Eastern. Where is he?
Yeah, interesting. He did just save and quit there, and I would think that he would just flute on over to the portal to the Dark World, but we'll see what he does.
Oh, did he forget to check Bonk Rocks? He did.
Yeah, there he goes.
Alright, so correcting a mistake in his routing. Good to get it done sooner rather than later, because that could have been something important. We know it wasn't.
I think we also have a Bombo's tablet open for checking as well if any of the runners wanted sort of a one-off spot, but it is a one-off spot, and it is a little bit out of the way, so not necessarily the most desirable.
It's not actually a one-off spot in this instance. And that's because... Well, no, we don't have the Times, but never mind. I was thinking we can do the Smith Flip to go inside of that. Alright. Gem is going up the mountain. Did check Aghanim, or Aghanim's Lumberjack Ledge. And yeah, going to Pod Eastern. This is a very, very strong play.
Well, we got Yume. He does have the hook shot, so he can certainly do Swamp if he so chose to do so. And of course, he also has that Pod Eastern play and the bow open as well. No one has checked the pyramid yet either, so it could be something on there as well.
Rambler is now getting his Moon Pearl. And there's everyone's favorite Mid Extortionist, Kiki the Monkey. Oh no! Jim got hit! He's got plenty of money though, he's fine. Yeah, you have to take Kiki to the entrance of Palace of Darkness without getting hit, otherwise the monkey will run.
And talk about service with the smile there. I guess the customer is always wrong in the case of Kiki. He just runs away and takes your money again.
Yep. Thankfully, there's not that many enemies in the way. The worst are those, I don't even know what they're called. Those,
Things and stuff.
Yeah, those hopping bag of tentacles? I don't know. That's the best way I can describe them. Those are the most dangerous thing, because there's two of them, and they can easily jump in your way. And there is just one spirit thrower, but he can also be a little bit of a problem if he's kind of throwing them in the way you're going.
Can I just say I love your title of Hopping Bag of Tentacles?
I don't know the actual name. It's a popo?
No one say it. I want the Hopping Bag of Tentacles. I have to be very careful saying the word tentacles to be the name.
I don't know all the enemy names in this game, to be honest. I should really look them up.
I think we should get them to change that name to Hopping Bag of Tentacles.
Okay, they're called ropas.
Oh, it's quite Spanish of them.
Alright. Thank you, chat, for informing me.
Oh my god. I can't look at chat. They're making me laugh too much. How dare you?
Alright, Bomb Checker Rambler. Just an arrow capacity upgrade. And let loose the silver arrows, get past the mimics here in piles of darkness. I just glanced away and I missed what was in the chest there.
Which chest? We had one open by Yume, we had one open by Gem.
Oh, right, I didn't even notice Yume was in Eastern.
Yeah, Yumi's going in the reverse order here. The Gem is, he's going to do Eastern, then Pod, it looks like.
Probably hoping for the lamp in Eastern, which makes sense. These dark rooms are easier by comparison. And we are seeing Rambler go and Roger in Swamp. And is this the Hammer Yump? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, and there he goes for a big old 20.
Alright, now to navigate the Dark Maze.
Yeah, this is one of the things that make this a moderate difficult in terms of Dark Room. And it looks like, well, Gem's got to be careful, though. He's only got a couple hearts.
Gem still has that fairy, though, I believe. Compass found in the second chest. In the Dark Maze, that's it for it. Items in here. Another bottle in the big chest of Eastern Palace. That one comes with the free blue goo, too.
Ooh, Gem makes it out with those last two hearts out of the Dark Maze.
Very well executed there. Dix Choco, Armos cannot have lamp because Armos is behind a dark room himself, thus he is considered lamp locked.
Alright, looks like Gem picked up a couple items. I didn't see what he picked up in that dark room. Did you see it there, Wolf?
No. A lot of these items are going to miss just for the sake that they don't actually display the sprite in the dark rooms.
Yeah, that has caused some serious confusion in a match I watched when someone picked up the Titan's mitts in a dark room and didn't realize it for a really long time.
But I'm sure we'll get a menu from Gem if there was anything important in his, that he found.
Looks like we got the left side of our screen both working on Swamp Palace as we have the Eastern pod split on the right side of our screen.
Alright, the Chief Fetish chest here. Map. And a heart piece, so there is something on the left side. Oh, we got a red boomerang there.
Youch. Runner got the shovel, so that could be putting him in a little bit of a fetch quest here, but maybe it'll yield something exciting.
Oh, we've already had the mushroom lead to the hook shop. Why not the the shovel too.
So effectively, we are a fire rod and possibly a quake away from Gomo.
Also Titan's mitts, if we have not found those yet.
Oh yes, and those mitts.
And Yume is fighting the Armos Knights. Does not have the silvers from Thieves Town. So it looks to be doing a very nice, safe setup here to get through this Armos fight. Very nicely done. And only a 5er on Armos, but gets a 5/6 crystal. And we're seeing simultaneous boss fights here. Argus down for Runner Watcher. Rambler's working his way through Argus himself. And Gem is on Helmazor King. All three of these fights are going to be pretty hype.
This is interesting. This is fun sync here. Well, not like super sync, but it's like boss sync. So that's a thing.
Oh, are we seeing... There it is. Blue mail from Helmazor King. That's very nice for Gem to pick up. Doesn't have to worry about his hope too much now.
And if he gets the itch to go over to Ice Rod Cave, then he'll be getting his red mail as well.
Ah, that's where that was.
So unfortunately, in Eastern Palace, we only had Beats Bears and Battlestar Galacticas. I mean, Bomb and Blue Rupee.
Yeah, we're just seeing Gem and Yume just double back on each other at this point. And with Runner Watcher and Rambler both done with Swamp, they're going to check the dig spot. Up Cave 45 first for Rambler, or Cave Sour Grove as I prefer to call it. Interesting, we had a vanilla big key in Palace of Darkness. And it's just 3 bombs.
All right.
Wait, Gem has the 4th sword! It must have been in the Dark Maze!
Oh, that's a thing.
How did we miss that?
I mean, we were talking about those sprites not showing up in dark rooms, so that's how we missed that.
Shovel is only for money.
So where are those Titans mitts?
Left side swamp could be in the first half of Skull Woods.
So our runners did not go back to left side swamp, it seems then, huh?
I don't think they're in desert. Because we checked desert. Yeah, we're running low on options. They could also just be on the pyramid. No one's checked that. I think we're about to see it though from Runner Watcher. No, he's heading to east. The Palace of Darkness. Ice Palace cannot have the Titans because we need him to get in.
I mean, unless Skull Woods has it in its front chests.
Yeah. So out of Skull Woods, the left side of Swamp, if we didn't get all 6 items out of Swamp to begin with, which I don't think we did. Or the Pyramid Ledge, and that's it. That's all I can think of. So it's really starting to funnel down to 1 of 3 potential locations.
Yeah, and without a fire source, we're locked out of a few places, and without those mitts, we're locked out of a whole heck of a lot more.
I did miss if Rambler or Runner Watcher did a full clear. I'm not sure if they did a full clear Swamp.
I don't think either of them did a full clear from what I remember.
And we have no progression locked behind that lamp. in terms of Eastern and Pod. Just a 5-6. So yeah, I'm gonna say our Titans is our next progression item here, and the Fire Rod.
Ooh, ped check. Nothing. Zippo. Ped's dead.
Yeah. It was very unlikely to seed, considering Meyer. Actually, no, it's completely dead, because Skullwood's is a pendant and Meyer's a pendant.
Yeah, but you always sort of hope that the game is just broken a little bit. I mean, everyone loves Pedestal.
The only option was Quake, and it's very unlikely that Turtle Rock is Quake.
Looks like they have Rambler going up to Skullwoods, though.
And we're seeing something we haven't seen yet. Old man being delivered to his house on Death Mountain. That means Gem will be getting his hookshot eventually.
Don't think Old Man definitely can't have Lamp. He may have something else, though. He may have a Titan's Mitts or maybe Fire Rod or a Piece of Heart.
Yeah, it's in here in Skullwoods, and we see that now on Rambler's end. First chest was a map. Let's see where the next chest is. He's got to be a little bit careful, though, running low on health.
He hookshot that beetle right into oblivion.
Now, this next room is full of Gyvdos and Stalpos. Ether can one-shot all these enemies, and it's fairly fast. Small key there, can go to the right. Doesn't need to go back down to the right, because that's to the pinball room. Pinball room always has a small key, because you can fall into it. Big key, oh boy.
Yeah, Skullwoods isn't making this easy for Rambler. It's putting a lot of keys and junk in his way.
And Rambler's gonna go the back way to get this item. Did we get both items out of Terra? I forget.
Yes.
Yeah, there was money on Mold Armor and there was a book. Wow, okay, so no matter what, one item is locked behind the Fire Rod here in Skullwoods. So our progression is either on the pyramid or it's there. And Yume takes a death! Oh no!
And Rambler nopes out of Skullwoods, so there's that one more item that he could have gotten without needing that Fire Rod. I hope it's not one of the things that he needed.
Yeah, that could be a thing. So book is fairly useless as seed.
I mean, literature is always useful, but in this case, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like the instruction manual to a VCR. It's gonna sit in the box.
Pretty much.
And for those of you too young to know what a VCR is, welcome.
Alright, so 2 spins here, and that'll make short work of... Or dash, that works too. One one's already gone. And Gem knows that Hera basement is not necessary. Actually, the key's locked inside the basement.
I mean, listen, we've all locked our keys inside the car at least once. Come on, right?
Yeah, but that's just a nice load up their minds that they can never get that chest. That is a logic change that was implemented fairly recently. I believe it was on this version. The one-to-one item logic.
Chat, you're all very funny. You're making me laugh, and you're making my day. So thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing how much progress we've got in just 45 minutes in the seed. Our tracker's already roughly half filled across all of our runners.
Yeah, it looks like Rambler might be, he didn't check pad yet, did he?
No, Rambler was the one who checked pad.
Okay, he might be going back into Skullwoods thinking that last item that isn't locked behind Fire Rod is something.
Yeah, it's It's one of two locations. It's either that one chest in Skull Woods, or it's the or the pyramid ledge rather. Yeah. I really need to stop tripping over my own words. It's starting to get annoying.
Listen, I told you, the seed giveth, the seed taketh away, and we've slowed to a trickle here. We have very few, however, the good news is we're sort of out of options at this point, or we're running low on options, so that at least doesn't mean we're going to be running all over the place.
Yeah, Jem will soon be getting his mushroom. Meanwhile, Yume is fighting Hellister King. Oh, we haven't seen this strat in a while.
These are the best strats. Yume, you win no matter what happens.
Bombs do work on the mask.
Fun fact, I actually didn't know that you could do hammer strats as a 5-year-old playing this game, and I only use bomb strats.
I always figured to use the hammer.
Alright, Yume gets his red mail, so he is, he's maxed out on his defense, except for shields, of course, and his offense.
And Jem will be getting his hook shot. There we go. So Jem is the only one now who does not pay King Zora, it seems. Or did he?
That is a good question. it's so much hecticness. I honestly don't know who has done what at this point. So I'm just gonna say yes.
No, he didn't. He doesn't have the ice rod.
Oh, that's
Wasn't he also? And wasn't he also up by Catfish? Why didn't he not check those when he was up there? That seems like a very big oversight. Hopefully it doesn't bite him too bad. He's not going to do the book checks though at the very least, so... Sooner or later, he's going to run out of... Everyone is going to run out of options.
Yeah, and we're all just retracing each other's steps at this point, so we as an audience are not seeing anything new unless we got Yume going into Skull Woods, so will he check that last chest that is not locked by the fire rod?
I really hope so. Gonna start with the front half.
We also have not checked pyramids, so there's another option.
And we're seeing Jem going into Swamp. Oh, that's right. We haven't seen left side Swamp.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that's where things will be.
I completely forgot about that.
So between Yume and Jem, we have an opportunity to see some exciting action.
Speaking of action, can I just mention this real quick? All 4 of our featured runners are in 4 different dungeons. Rambler in Thieves Town, Runner Watcher in Pod, Jem now in Swamp, Yume's in Skull Woods.
Yeah, with the absolute deluge of items at the beginning of this game, it was not unnatural that we're going to see some great divergence for quite some time. But it looks like Yume is saying no thank you to that last chest in Skull Woods.
Oh my goodness, this is so painful. This is so painful. Where's our next bit of progression? Come on, game. It has to be Tires Man. It really does. I can't think of anything it could be. If it's Fire Rod, where does that open up? It opens up Skull Woods for the green pendant. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you're right. It has to be Mitz at this point. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna say it's gonna be that last chest in Skull Woods, just because I'm feeling it.
Okay. What? This is me being a theoretical here. What if that one chest that both Rambler and Yume skipped is the fire rod, and the green pendant turn-in is our Titan's Mitts?
Yeah, that would feel really bad.
Indeed. Less Ice Swamp from Gem? Maybe? No.
Man alive, I don't know what's happening. It's certainly not progression. That's not what's happening.
Well, we're already having a blind fight here from Rambler. Runner Watcher has slain Zora, and blind down too. Very nice fights from both of them.
I mean, current crystal count rather. Gem's got 4, Yume's got 3, Runner's got 4, and Rambler's got 3. So I mean, we're collecting crystals at a nice clip here, but I mean, we're locked out of what is it? As Bruno Mars would say, we're locked out of heaven.
Yeah. Now, Gem just got the map. If he is aware, that means he knows there's at least one item on left side. And I do not personally think any runner should leave one item behind in Swamp. It is a gamble, and it usually does not pay out. Especially because you have to go all the way back in, reactivate the water flows. It's just not ideal.
Runner Watch, moving through Pod, decided to nope out. I wonder if he's not super comfortable with the maze in the dark room. And Gem is decimating. Holy mackerel, was decimating Argus.
Oh, there's some new information coming in.
Ooh, we got some pyramid. Is this a pyramid scheme? Are we going to find the last item here that we need for well, not last item, but an item of progression?
It is bombs.
Zilch. Well.
It's Left Side Swamp, or it's in this one chest. There's 2 of our runners have skipped in Skull Woods. Gem, are you going back in? He is not!
What? Come on. Gem, listen to us. Can't you hear us? We'll scream if we need to.
Oh my goodness. That means I think Runner Watcher's the only one who didn't make that gamble, I believe. No, Yume has not been in there. No, Yume is the one who hasn't made that gamble. Because Yume is the only one who has not been in Skull Woods yet. Oh, there's Buttersword for Gem. Rambler's checking Catfish. We know this is just Big 20. So, it's in Swamp, or it's in Skull Woods. In locations that neither runner really wants to check unless they're committed to the play. Ooh.
Yeah, this seed has already claimed 1. I'm looking at the entrance list, and we already have had 1 forfeit, unfortunately. So everyone else in the 32 is still rolling strong.
Yeah, these Titan's Mitts are being a pain, as is the Fire Rod. I kind of hit the nail on the head, I guess.
Yeah, I'll say, Titan's Mitts locking, being a gatekeeper, it's a real pain.
Yeah, but thankfully, we're down to 2 locations that we know of. And I can't think of anything else that our runners have that we have not seen yet. Because Gem has already checked his shovel. We know where her Ice Rod is. It's on Zora. We know where Cave Samari is. That's on Floating Island. No one has been able to get to it yet because it's Titan's Mitt lock.
Yeah, these Titan's Mitts, it's got to be next progression. And I'm holding tight onto Swamp. Holding tight onto that prediction.
I'm going to say it's Skull Woods, and it's actually the Fire Rod for progression.
Oh, that's what I meant. I meant Skull Woods. I actually didn't mean it this time. Sometimes I say things and I don't mean them. I actually meant that one.
Well, sometimes I say things to get a bad intention and have my intentions misread. It's actually quite annoying. Alright, so Gem is now done with Pendant Desert. We'll see if he goes to Skull Woods and checks the one chest no one else has checked.
Yeah, this is, I mean, every runner is just kind of retracing what someone else has already done at this point. And the advantage here is that we have 4 runners instead of 2, so we get to see a lot more at a faster clip. But unfortunately, we're not seeing the items that we need. These aren't the droids that we are looking for.
Yes, and as of this point, every one of our feature 4 has the silvered arrows, Runner Watcher being the last one to pick them up. Gem still needs the Ice Rod, which is on Zora King. Has not actually done those checks. And has not... Wait. Where is Jim going?
Spike Cave, maybe? I mean...
Oh my goodness, Spike Cave! How did we forget about that? No one has checked there!
Is it technically in logic if you don't have half magic? That's my question. That's me not knowing.
You just need an invincibility item.
Alright, so then that could be it. So here we go, chap. Hype it up for some Spike Cave. Spike rhymes with hype, sort of.
And...
Oh, jeez.
It's an arrow booster.
I mean, that's what Gem was looking for all along, I'm sure.
And nothing there.
Yeah, come on, someone go into Skull Woods and like end this misery, please.
That just reminded me of a Halo quote. I don't know why, but it did.
Are we talking like Halo Beyonce or Halo video games?
Halo 3.
I mean, like, yeah.
Anyway. Where are you going, Gem? Back to 8. This looks like he's gonna get his ice rod from King Zora.
Wow. We have very few Beyonce fans in the audience.
Alright. Blinky don't miss it on Rambler's end. There go the Armos Knights. 1 hit. And done. And Ice Rod is being collected by Gem as we speak. And Gem also has the red mail. The lamp can be later on, I feel, because we didn't find any form of progression in the dark rooms we went into thus far.
Unless,
So
did we get both items out of desert at this point?
I believe so.
Alright, yeah, in that case, Lamp's not going to help us out very well.
Okay, we're seeing Runner Watcher running towards the Dark World portal here. Is this going to be the Skull Woods play we need?
Go to Skull Woods. Go to Skull Woods.
Gem is certainly heading that way. It is a Skull Woods play. All right.
Oh, thank God.
It is either here or it is in Swamp, which Yumi is checking.
Oh boy. All right, chat. Skull Woods, left Swamp. What do you think?
Oh, Runner Watcher's not been in Skull Woods at all. So these two are our last hope to see what's in that middle chest.
So I modified my cheer for Runner Watcher. finish Skull Woods except for the piece that you can't without Fire Rod. I'm pretty sure that will catch on, right?
Probably not, no.
I mean, I tried.
Alright. Nice bomb jump there from Gem. Gets a small key.
All right, Will Yume check left side swamp. Let's see.
Watcher is checking the chest we have not seen yet. He's making a beeline for it.
He heard my chant. He's doing it.
Will Gem follow suit? Yes, he will.
Oh, this is the greatest day of my life.
If the item is not here, then Yume has the potential of being in a huge advantage for our featured four. Because every one of them, except...
It's the Fire Rod!
Oh my goodness! But there still could be Titan's Mitten in left side swamp. That is a possibility.
Also true.
So Fire Rod now for Runner Watcher and Gem. Did Gem actually do swamp? Yeah, Gem has done swamp.
So at this point, we have found all of the rods, except for Rod Stewart. We're still looking for him.
Yeah, we just need those Titans. It is a Titan's Mitt go mode for our runners.
Yeah, so I think it has to be left side swamp at this point.
Oh no. Could be the second I'm here in Skull Woods. Could be on the green pendant.
Oh, you are right. I thought we had already collected an item in Skull Woods, but we have not.
And Yume is not checking left side. There is the blind. There's the moth fight. I wasn't blind. Very nicely done.
Moth. Nothing.
Heart piece. So we have both items out of Skull Woods, but we do have the green pendant, which we can turn in for another item. It is now once again a 50-50 where our Titans Mitts are. They have to be either on this green pendant or in left side swamp because that is all we have left to check.
I just had this vision of someone going to Sahasrara and he does like a Michael Jackson spin and raises his right hand and has the Titan Mitt on.
What?
I mean, just imagine, Sahasrara has the one glove, it's like one Titan Mitt on, and he does like a Michael Jackson move. That'd be amazing. Can we program that in somehow?
Can we not? Alright. Anyway, looks like Runner Roger will be checking that pendant as soon as possible. As will Gem. So we might have a race here.
Oh, the artisan single arrow of Evil's Bane on Sahasrara.
It's left side swamp. There is no other place it can be.
I guess we may not have gotten our 2 items in desert.
Oh wait,
like
you're right. Chad is right. I completely forgot. We have the ability to go fight Landmolas. But didn't we get both items out of there?
I guess we didn't. I still think that Rod Stewart has the Titan's Mitts.
Last time was on Lambo. Okay. Thank you, Chad. We missed that completely.
Wow. God, Landmole is having the go mode item.
Wait a minute. Yume's going back into swamp. One way or the other, we're gonna get this information. This is huge. Which one will pay out? Gem's played in the desert or for Landmolas? Or Yume's played to go left side swamp?
Kind of liking the Landmola's possibility right now. It's just super exciting.
Stay tuned, folks. This is gonna get real close real fast. Yeah, Gem has just blazed through the scene. I can't think of any places he hasn't been yet.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the I can't wait to see the collection rate on this one.
And folks, even though we were saying that the bits are go mode, and you might think, where's Arcane Samaria? We know where that is. That is on the floating island, and it is a moderate chance that our medallion for Turtle Rock is not Quake.
And we're going to be finding out... Well, alright, so maybe not so much. Gem did some fast things there, but we're going to find out right now, and it's the Titans Mitts!
Gem tested a saving quit out of the boss room, but has the Titans Mitts. He knows where he needs to go, up the mountain, to get that Arcane Samaria, to put himself officially in go mode. And also to check... Oh, wait, no, he has to check Turtle Rock still. We have not seen the Turtle Rock.
Oh, so we are, like, in Schrodinger's no mode? Is that a thing?
No, it's not. Because we don't know what the medallion is for Turtle Rock. If it's Quake...
Well, that's why it's Schrodinger's no mode. Not go mode, but no mode. Ish.
Alright, this last item is actually 20 rupees in Skull... Or Swamp House, rather. Alright, so we're gonna see Gem going through Ice Palace here. This is a magic-intensive dungeon. And doesn't have full magic coming in here, so we'll have to be a little bit careful with his magic use.
Does he have a blue goo hanging out?
I believe he does, so he'll be fine in that regard.
Alright.
Alright, Prof, let's do a little theoretical here. If you were in Gem's shoes right now, you don't know what the medallion for Turtle Rock is just yet. You know where Arcane Samaria is, roughly. Do you go mode dungeons and gamble that Quake is not going to be necessary? Or do you try to dig around the chest on the way to look for Quake? Or do you just full clear?
Honestly, at this point, again, I've been knocked out of the tournament so long ago, but I would probably just go mode at this point with a 67% chance that we are in go mode.
I'd probably go with the safe play. I would not full clear, but I would at least check chests on the way in case one of them is Quake.
Well, we're going to see what the runners end up doing, if it is indeed a safe play, or if they're just going to, well, Gem at least, is going to blaze his way through. And we still don't have Lamp.
Lamp could be in Ice Palace for all we know. Yeah, he's not checking chests. Gem is in full go mode.
Yeah, Gem is doing the Prophet thing, which could be dangerous. No one should ever listen to me. It's bad form.
Doesn't quite have enough magic, but knowing Gem, he's got a strategy here. Oh, right, Bombos. I completely forgot about that. Derp. With Bombos bringing through Cold Stare Shell as a nap. And with... Oh! Little bit of a miss.
Cold Stare.
Little bit of a misstep there by Gem. Releasing his spin early so he didn't get to corral the puffs, but recovers fairly nicely. And Cold Stare had a key.
So does that mean that this dungeon had in logic that they had the cane?
Yes, it does.
Well,
which is available to them, so it doesn't really matter at that point. We know it is with the Titans Mitts. We're now seeing Rambler doing his Helmsar King fight.
And this seed pulled a total bait and switch. It was like, here's a bazillion items. Oh wait, I'm going to gatekeep you behind the Titan's mitts. Enjoy, bye.
And we are seeing Gem climb the mountain here. Only has Turtle Rock left to do, so if it's not Quake, he's gonna just grab the Cadence Mario and go. If it is, well, the way he's gonna do this, I believe, is he's gonna check like Turtle Rock first. If he hasn't done, he's gonna open up, then go get the Cadence Mario real quick. If it's not, he'll probably check Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave, and also still get the cane.
Yeah, so we're about to find out if indeed Gem is going to be in a very fast no mode and then a go mode.
It is go. He knows where the Cadence Mario is, so he'll be in go mode. He just saw it out of the corner of his vision, and I'm sure he saw it earlier when he was doing his initial check.
And, ladies and gentlemen, in 1 hour and 10 minutes, we are in no almost go mode.
I consider it go mode at this point. He knows where that Cadence Mario is, like I just said. So this will be Gem's race, I believe.
But we do have 27 other runners, so it could very well be that one of those 27 will kind of edge this one out. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm keeping an eye on those standings. Yeah, that's true. Lamp is technically still required. And it's technically right, which is the best kind of right.
Alright, there is the Cadence Mario. So now, Gem's gonna go straight to Turtle Rock. It's not the fastest dungeon, but we'll be seeing him get through there. Meanwhile, Runner Watcher is about to get the Titan's Mitts off Lamola's. And it looks like Rambler has realized that Skull Woods rather is the play. I'm getting my dungeons mixed up. There.
All right. Well, Gem will be. He's got one crystal left to go. He's got this T-Rock play, and there is the wow. Alanis Morissette could have written about that irony right there.
Wow. Okay. Didn't need to worry about Quake at all. There it is. It was the first chest of Turtle Rock. Gem picking that up as alternate medallions now. And the Cadence Mario, even though our tracker has not updated that just yet. So this is going to be fairly straightforward here. You can't really go mode Turtle Rock. You can skip a few chests, but that's about it.
Yeah, technically go mode T-Rock isn't that much more expedient than regular T-Rock.
And it's mainly because of the keys. There's 4 keys, and you need to open up pretty much every door except for one. And here comes the fire rod for Rambler. Runner Watcher has those Titans Mitts out. It's a nice palace. Change out room. Gem taking a few chomps out of them. Those things do hurt quite a lot. Second highest damage value in the game, if my memory serves me. Top, of course, being a hug from Ganon himself.
Ganon hugs are always so warm and fuzzy.
And quite painful.
And sometimes mortal. All right, well, Gem is careening his way toward the finish line as he is in go mode.
Yeah, unfortunately, he cannot skip the lava chest, because that is where the big key is. It is in its vanilla location. I just caught a quick glimpse of his dungeon items. So it does have to open this door, which means Laser Ridge is more than likely required, but has both invincibility items for that. Marshall, the fight now on Resume's end. A little bit of a trivia for you. Buttersword doesn't normally work on the Moth. in vanilla because it does the same damage as the spikes, and Mothula is immune to spikes. So, in the randomizer, we toned it down to temper damage against the Moth. And there goes the Moth as Rambler is starting his fight.
Alright, well, Yume gets his green pendant, so he's probably going to make his way over to Sahasrahla the Ding Dong, Sriracha Sauce, and notice that he's got the artisanal arrow of Evil's Bane.
Yep. Which can be tipped with a silver arrowhead, so might be shot at Ganon.
I'm telling you, people poo-poo on that arrow, but I'm telling you, it could be the arrow that takes down Ganon, especially if you have 5 and you waste 1.
Alright. No keys going forward, so this chest will be a small key for Gem here. Meanwhile, we had a nice cold steer fight over on Runnerwatch's end. Didn't quite see it at all, but you know there. And we do have a key on Laser Bridge, so which chest do you think it is? 1, 2, 3, or 4, or Prof?
I'm going 2.
Alright. And you know what? This is our 7th dungeon, and we don't have much time between the dungeon and Ganon's Tower, so we have a game we like to play, don't we, Prof? Shall I explain it?
My favorite game. All right, so in Ganon's Tower, folks, and don't put any guesses yet because we're still working our way that way, but there are 22 possible locations for the big key, and you get to go ahead and when we tell you, so listen to instructions, you get to put a guess into the chat between 1 and 22. When we do start that game, we will let you know, and we'll proceed. And what do you think that will be today, Wolf?
Well, first and foremost here, when we get that game set up, if you are a supporter to this to the Speed Gaming Network, be it through 250 bits or more, or a subscription, and you get to be on our leaderboards. I believe they're on this channel. I'm not quite sure. But yes, as far as my pick, we'll go with chest 6. We'll just go with chest 6. And hold your guesses once again, folks, because once we get this game going, you have maybe about 30 seconds to get them in between Try Next Falling. We'll start it when we see the sword pose.
I'm going 14 before this train starts rolling because we got Gem taking down Trinex pretty handily. And
Runner Watcher is entering Turtle Rock as well, so Runner Watcher is a dungeon behind Gem. This is a race that can go either way depending on Ganon's Tower.
Alright, picking up that 5 arrow, looks like, I don't know if that was an upgrade or a 5 arrow boost. We're gonna go ahead and start our favorite game.
And there they go, let them fly, chat. Once again, you have maybe about 30 seconds before we close the game. We're gonna give you just a little bit extra time. When we see E-Gem go into the basement of Harrow, be it to the left or right, we will close the game. Usually we close this game roughly around the time when when they first enter the tower. We're gonna give you a few extra seconds.
It's like holding in a sneeze. As soon as we hit start, it's like whoosh, guesses.
Yeah. It's kind of why I always announce the game a little bit in advance when we have a Turtle Rock as our 7th crystal, because it's just such a short walk to Ganon's Tower that we really need to preface it in advance. Or at least I feel we need to.
Alright guys, we're closing it off in 3, 2, 1.
Alright.
Oh my goodness!
What the? Alright!
Hold on, that's a hard it's hard to count up that high. Ready? 1.
It is the very first chest. And a small key on the torch. Bob gets Rip Bob.
Well, Holsty, congratulations with your guess of 3. You guessed correctly, so congratulations.
Yes, you are the first sub or supporter to guess correctly here, so let us save those information to the leaderboard, shall we?
And I guess the leaderboard has been cleared out, so Holsty is the one and only.
Ah, interesting.
So it looks like Runner Watch is in T-Rock for his final crystal of the game. And still no finishes here in the 31 entrants remaining. Of course, we did have one forfeit early on, and we do have 31 runners still running. So it could be that Gem is going to take away the win for today.
Yes, and reading IRC, so unfortunately, it wasn't even because the seed was mean to him. It was technical issues on their end, which is unfortunate, but sometimes they happen.
Yeah, technology sometimes decides it wants to become sentient and destroy everything.
Nice gauntlet starting here, getting past the Stalfos room, now onto the Blues' Zax. Very clean as well. Gem is just blazing through this tower.
See, Wolf, you knew the name of those enemies. I'm just like, hey, blue horse people.
Yeah, I know a few of the names. I don't know all of them. Because that's actually my friend who looked up the name of those. 1, 2, 3 silver arrows. That was a very, very clean one cycle from Gem. And now on to my favorite floor, the Wizard floor. There was a gauntlet despawn?
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Oh. No one despawned.
Oh, he's ahead unless he despawns the gauntlet. Okay. I follow you, Ak. I follow you.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to despawn the Molten floor. That would be catastrophic.
Yeah, let's not even put that into the ethos because they save these restreams and I don't want Gem finding my family. All right, and he's safe. He's safe up there. It's good. Oh! I just
No, that was intentional. He doesn't have the magic to light all 4 torches.
Okay. Whew.
He was just shy. But there we go. He's now through. Has to kill this Helmasaur. One of them has the key. There it is.
All right, so Gem is making his way to Moldorm 2, the Moldormaning.
Yume getting a very excellent fight against Cold Stare. Trapping them in the corner. Grambler's not too far behind either. Runner Watcher...
1-0, Moldorm.
Runner Watcher, meanwhile, is in the dark room of Turtle Rock, navigating his way towards Laser Bridge. And even though Lamp is required, Gem has shown that he does not need it.
Alrighty, Gem has taken down Moldorm 2. It scores 1-1. He got knocked off once. And skipping Moldorm's last remains. And he's going to head straight to my favorite boss, and that is Trigonometry, the geometry-based final boss before Ganon.
Yep, and also a very nice Cold Stare kill from Rambler, trapping him in the corner. And then, yes, it is time for Aghanim 2. We never saw Aghanim 1 this seed.
Let's see how good Gem knows his angles here.
Ooh, misses that first one. That was a single. The shots were too close together. Blue ball, but gets a double.
He's not gonna super awesome pattern, that's for sure.
No, he's not. Alright, 2 stacked right on top of each other.
And Trigonometry is down, and we are headed to the Big Pig.
Yep, it is now time to fight the pig. Golden sword, silver arrows. Need I say more? I'm going to anyway. 6 slashes a phase to advance Ganon to phase 3. After which he will start breaking the floor after you hit him. And start teleporting around as well. 4 hits to advance to phase 4. And then it's the infamous darkness technique that we all know. Gem has to keep the torches lit. And then hit Ganon once with his gold sword, and then 4 times with the silver arrows. Should Gem run out, and I don't think he will, it will be 12 spin attacks. 3 per silver arrow shot he did not land.
Well, Gem is on phase 3 of Ganon, so he's got this phase, phase 4 with his silver arrows, and then it is barbecue season because it will be the pig roast.
Oh yeah. We're seeing Runner Rusher enter Ganon's tower. Yume now has the Cane of Samaria. Rambler is now opening Turtle Rock. Still needs to go get the Cane of Samaria. One more hit for Gem.
All right, here we go. Phase 4. As long as we don't have any catastrophic events here, Gem looks like he's going to run away with the win.
And there we go. GG.
There it is.
Get your GGs out for Gem. Finishing the siege. Very strong time. Sub 90.
And Gem crossing over the threshold.
And is your winner of this race with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 48 seconds.
GG to Gem, nice job finishing first, not only in this Forerunner showcase, but also in this daily race.
We shall see if Gem would like to come in for an interview. I have asked him in SRL chat.
Well, that was certainly interesting. We had a huge downpour of items followed by a drought. Yeah, but still finishing with a really respectable time, Gem did, and we have our other runners on par. We have Runner Watch at least on par to finish with a very strong time as well.
This was a jet seat through and through. You just had to go specifically to Skull Woods to set it up. No other location was really required until that point. Because you knew where everything else was. You just needed the one item from Skull Woods.
All right, looks like we have Gem hanging out in our green room, and we're going to pull him in so that he can go ahead and debrief with us here in the announcer's booth.
GG, and congratulations on your win here, Gem. You are the winner of this daily race. This one was super fast. A lot of items right out the gate. That Kakariko was loaded. Walk us through the seat, sir.
Yeah, this was pretty funny. I run a speed tracker, where I basically like sort the order of items I get, more or less, and put them into 2 spheres. And I actually ran out of space for my first sphere, because there were so many items.
Wow.
Yeah, so I actually had to remove the cane of burner and the bottle from the first sphere.
Yeah. So, the one thing that tripped you up, and everyone up, was that fire rod.
Yeah. This just was so convenient with the items we had to skip Skull Woods, so we could continue on the North route. Otherwise, it's usually a check, I guess, but oh well.
Now here's the thing, 2 of our other Feature 4 actually went into Skull Woods, but they ignored that last chest until the very end. And then Runner Watcher, who went right behind you to grab that fire rod, did not immediately go to Lamola's. And thus did not get their miss. They are now at Molder and 2 right now, by comparison, and the other 2 runners are in Turtle Rock as we speak. So, your knowledge to go to Molder immediately following that fire rod logic was insane. And
yeah, well,
go on.
Yeah, go on. Well, yeah, there weren't many spots left. I basically only had Landos or Hera Basement left.
Hera Basement was actually not in play. The small key was there.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I have that on my tracker too.
Yeah,
right.
the only
so
thing that was still in play for you, at least, was Left Side Swamp. Yume did check that, and it was only 20 rupees. So, you dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, right. I skipped that. But yeah, the boots hadn't unlocked anything, and neither did the book, so I figured Lambos was a good play, and it was.
Yeah, we never even touched Misery Mire. That's how good the seed is. Although, then again, our go mode was technically Titan's Mitts.
Yeah.
Listen, when you don't have to go into Misery Mire, it's a good day. Ooh, do you mind me jumping in real quick? We did have a second place finisher in Sinhi with 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 23 seconds. Though not featured on our 4 here, Sinhi is our second place winner.
Yes. And speaking of finishers, Runner Watcher is about to fight Ganon. But yeah, everything in the front half of the seed was just super loaded, and I can imagine this being a sub 1 hour seed if you had gone to Skull Woods immediately, following gathering everything.
Yeah. Well, the mids were still on a pendant boss, so I guess we would have checked a bunch of stuff before going there.
That is true. Yeah, this seed has the potential of being like super fast. It was almost insane just how wide open the seed was to begin with.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have Runner Watcher on Phase 4 of Ganon, so we may be seeing our third place winner in action. And once we get that result, if he does indeed finish in third place, we will let you know. And he does take down Ganon, so as long as he doesn't fall off the bridge, and yes, that has happened before, then we will have perhaps our third place winner.
And we do have another forfeit coming in.
Alrighty, Runner Watcher, crossing the threshold for 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 50 seconds for our bronze medaler in today's daily race. GG to Runner Watcher.
And sniping Ilias, who just came in 4th place with a time of 1:32.24. Another one of the runners that was not featured in this race, but GG's to him as well. Let's see if Runner Watcher wants to interview, shall we? I'll go ahead and ask him.
So, Jem, anything you want to leave us with before we jump in with Runner Watcher in terms of something you want to tell the adoring audience out there?
Runner Watcher is actually already waiting for us. And Macanex is our 5th place finisher, 1:32.50. And joining us now is Runner Watcher. GG's to you, sir. Coming in 3rd place in our race. Not quite beating Jem, but this seed was just wow. Just wow. That opening.
GG, dude.
It seems Runner Watcher is not talking right now, so hopefully whatever's happening is going to be fixed soon.
I think he's just going to troubleshoot and then come on back.
Hey, is this better?
Yeah, that works.
There we go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just needed to refresh my browser. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, it felt really good in this. Did a few weird things. I forgot to get magic into the chest to the east of Uncle, so that lost me like at least a couple minutes. Probably lost me 2nd place. Then there was that whole time in the middle. You know, I decided to go Swamp and then Eastern and then Pod, rather than going over to Village of Outcasts. And there was just nothing in any of them. Like, there was just nothing there. And I felt that I was way behind after that. I'm surprised I did even as well as 3rd.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what route Jem took, obviously, but
Well, Jem saved Skull Woods for one of his last checks. He also went to Pod Swamp on Eastern before checking Skull Woods. The difference, though, is that Jem immediately went to Lamolist. It was after turning in the green pendant.
I see. So my problem was I went to Desert early. I checked Desert before I checked Sahasrara. And so I had the Moon Pearl. I didn't have Dark World until like 30 minutes in. I assume a lot of people had it much sooner than I did because, you know, everything was Sphere 1. But yeah, I decided to go to Desert and I got one item there. But I didn't have a light source. I still don't even know where the lamp was.
No one does. We never found it. And meanwhile, we've had 2 other finishers come in. Hitsion finishing at 6, 133.53, and Haha finishing at 7th with its 135.04. And as I was speaking, Dragon Story comes in 8th, 135.23, improving their personal best by about 10 minutes. So very nicely done to all 3 of those runners. But yeah, if this is any indication of Gem's experience in the tournament, I am actually legit scared for his opponents going forward. And I'm actually a fan of one of them.
Yeah, Gem is a very solid player all around, from what I've seen. Solid execution and solid decision making, and honestly, a lot of the people with the best decision making don't have the best execution, and a lot of the people with the best execution don't have the best decision making. So Gem, I think Gem has the full package.
Yeah, he's gonna be one to watch for sure. So yeah, this thing is just interesting. Where could our lamp have been? I guess the game expected you to have a lamp go mode, really. Probably in Misery Mire. Probably in Ice.
Yeah, did anybody even check anything in it? I mean, was Mit's go mode for everybody?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it could have been anywhere in Ice, it could have been anywhere in Mire, it could have been something like Checkerboard Cave. Did anybody check like Hookshot Cave?
No one checked Hookshot Cave except for going there and Yume putting a bomb on Moldar's last possession.
Yeah, and I guess it could have been Dwarves.
Oh!
Purple chest.
Actually, someone is telling us in chat, first just an ice palace, so it's actually the lamp.
Womp womp.
That's funny. That is funny.
I was considering checking that in case Turtle Rock would be great.
Turtle Rock actually was in... Quake was actually in Turtle Rock. It was in the first chest.
Yeah, that was fun. I was super worried about that, and it's his first chest in there.
I'm just trying to imagine how fast this seed could have been if you had done, if you had done the pendant dungeons, if you had done Skull and then Desert, you could have go-moded like pretty much every crystal dungeon.
Yeah.
And that would have been incredible.
Yeah, I don't think there was any crystal dungeon with progression in this.
Yeah, I don't think there was a single thing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Hayfield Bay coming in ninth with 130.86. Will Yume get 10th place here in our race? Yume is about to fight Ganon. And Rambler's about to ascend Ganon's tower. That big key, by the way, in Ganon's tower was really nice too. This seed is just screaming in Jet Seed to me.
Yeah, this honestly, this seed, I think with optimal routing could have been like 45 minutes. If somebody had just decided, well, I'm gonna do some silly stuff today, and it could have completely worked out.
Yeah, the only thing that would have tripped you up, I mean, going to Village of Outcast right away and going to Skull Woods, that would have gotten you the fire rod immediately. The only thing that would have tripped you up at that point was the fact that Lammolas had the Titan Smith.
Yeah, you would have had to do 2 pendant dungeons before any crystal dungeons. But once those were out of the way, and we didn't even need, really, is that really, was there progression only in, I guess there was the book in Hera as well.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there was progression in 3 dungeons, 2 of which were pendants. That's I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Actually, the book was not necessary at all, because if you had the Titan's Mints, you already had the mirror and the flute from Kakariko. So you
you had to get into Desert to get the Titan's Mints.
Right. I'm being dumb.
Overworld glitches tomorrow.
That ought to be interesting to watch. I'm actually not familiar with that.
All right, I'm going to interrupt here as we do have Yume finishing off Ganon. And we did have another finish as well as Yume. I will keep you in suspense to tell you what order that was.
I already did announce Hateful Bay.
Nope, there is another finish. I'm going to keep you in suspense on it. It is indeed Yume does come in 10th place with 1 hour, 39 minutes, 57. 3 seconds behind him is Plasma Kappa with 1 hour and 40 minutes on the nose.
And Killer Rap. Oop, I shouldn't have said the name, my bad. He is forfeited from the race. Comment is sent fun. So, unfortunate that, but this was actually a good seed, I think.
All right, we got... Oh, go ahead, Will, sorry.
This seed was actually pretty fun. Let's see if we can get Yume in here. Oh, actually, Yume's already here.
Hey,
GG's in.
GG.
Congrats on getting that 10th place sniping Plasma Kappa.
Well, I mean, I take the sub 140 for the routing and checking literally every chest because when I got the fire rod in Skull Woods on the second dip, I was like, okay, I'm in go mode. I just have to find the mids. I know they are somewhere in the next, like, 5 items that I will check.
Yes, and one quick thing I almost forgot to mention here. That's actually a new PB for you as well, for SRL.
Yeah, I generally don't play standard anymore since forever. That is kind of why.
Well, I will give a fun fact to our audience. Yume was actually my first opponent ever in a tournament, and he absolutely mopped the floor with me. So it's nice to see him continue to do well in this community.
Yeah. What is funny, Prof, is... fire rods!
You know, I told you I would come back to haunt you someday, I suppose.
Oh, it's all your fault.
The ironic thing is he did not protect the fire ritual. I did.
Oh man, that was so bad though. That turtle room in freaking pods. Like, no.
Oh man, my dark rooms were so good. That's the one thing I was happy with this race. They were like, and I never even practiced them. They're just really on point today, like randomly.
Yeah, Pod and Eastern were not actually in Logic until you actually went to Ice Palace. We got information that the very first chest in Ice Palace was our lamp.
Okay, interesting.
Now the lamp can be in like the front parts of Pod and Eastern, right?
Yes, it can be.
Okay, so there's just no way anybody could have ever even thought about that and said, "Oh, I'm going to do all the pendant dungeons before I get the lamp."
Yeah, it's actually the lamp is 100% required in every seed by the logic because they don't expect you to do dark rooms, like I said earlier. But as we've seen in this race, with 4 people about to finish with Rambler having defeated Aga 2. You don't necessarily need the lamp if you know the rooms.
Yo, me and Jem with like almost exactly the same collection rate.
Yeah, 1 item difference.
We did have another finish. Frostbite 3030. I know I put it in the chat, but that is 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 35 seconds. And we're getting close to a wind down here, as at least from our featured 4, NY Rambler is taking on the pig in barbecue season. Hopefully we'll be skewering him within just a few moments.
Yeah, so we'll be having a finish time for him shortly. Overall, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This scene was actually one of the better ones I've ever seen.
I'd have to agree with you there, Wolf. It certainly gave a really vast open field for our runners very early on, and then, as is famous for this version, held on to 1 item that kept the rest. But for our runners here in the commentators booth, just as we're going to be wrapping up fairly soon, and we'll pull Rambler in for some final words, is there anything that you would like to leave us with before you get to enjoy the rest of your day and perhaps even enter the daily this evening? We'll start with Gem.
Well, just thanks for the restream and commentating and tracking and yeah, just letting people watch all this and letting us race. It's always fun.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jem. And Runner Watcher, any last words you'd like to leave with our audience before you go off and enjoy your day?
Continue watching me play Randomizer for my bold niche strategies.
Excellent last message there from Runner Watcher. What about you, Yume? Any last words? And unfortunately, before I let Yume speak, we did have a fall by Rambler, but he's pushing through, and he's going to go ahead and try to finish off that big pig. But Yume, last words.
Well, I by accident actually saw that I'm gonna be restreamed while I was kidding around with chat. And yeah, I don't like that that actually happened in the end, because that was terrible. That stupid fire out. But yeah, the seed in general was fun, and the real chat seed if you play it correctly, so it doesn't matter that much. But it was fun. Thanks for the restream, and yeah, a good day to all of you.
Yes. Unfortunately for Rambler, that fall did cost him a couple finishers his place. Jixon crossing into the finish of 1:44.46, and Magalord crossing at 14 for the time of 1:45.37.
So, of course, now all eyes and ears will be on Rambler as he finishes up his race. He is on phase 4, and he just took down the big pig with the final arrow. He'll be crossing the finish line very, very shortly, and we will go ahead and report in on his final finishing time, which is... keep you all in suspense for just a moment. And it is 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 30 seconds. So GG to Rambler. See if we can grab him in here to give him his just due interview.
Rambler is here and waiting. Let's pull him in. GG, Rambler. That was... this seed. Wow. Can you say jet seed? Because I believe that was a jet seed.
It would have been a jet seed if I had, you know, continued in Skull when I went in there the first time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this seed was just so kind, but I think even if you got the fire out, that Mitz would have probably tripped you up a fair bit.
No, because there wasn't once I found the fire rod, there's literally only 2 places left for the Mitz to be, or progression at all, and that was either on Land Mola or the one chest I skipped on the left side of Swamp.
Which we found was 20 degrees. We also found the lamp.
Where was that? I'm gonna guess it was somewhere Mitz blocked.
You would be right. It was actually in the very first chest of Ice Palace. It wasn't on our featured 4, but we did get information in chat about it.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I went to that chest, I skipped it, and I was just like, wait a minute, I still might need Quake. But by then it was too late, so I, you know what, just screw it. I'm just going to go straight to Pretends Go mode, and if it's Quake, well...
Yeah, so this seed was just really a jet seed in disguise. It just was trolled. It was just a couple of trip points at the end. Really.
Yeah, I'm still not like 100% on dark rooms. I think I got very lucky with the turtle room and pod. I had to pause and look at a map to get the other dark room and pod. And in Turtle Rock, I thought I was doing it, and then instead of going right, I went left, and I was like all confused. So still not the best dark room player here, but you know, I got through it.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts about the scene in general? Because you were the last one to finish here.
Nah, I mean, I finished middle of the pack among the total racers. I think there was 27 racers. I think I got 14th or 15th. Not the worst. I've definitely played better recently, but again, I think the fact that this was a lampless seed really tripped me up a little bit. But other than that, this was a very fast seed. It was very kind. Go mode to Titans Mitts are the best.
Yeah. And we did have a couple more finishes here. We had Conster finishing 16, 148.31, and Acute Anthrax. That's a weird name.
It's quite a name.
17th, 149.20. But yeah, GG's you, Rambler, and GG's to all of our finishers. There's here, both who have done so and will finish off the restream here. Make sure to give these feature 4 here a follow. Jim, New York Rambler, Runner Watcher, and Yume Tsubasa. They put on a very excellent race for us. This thing was just... I can't think of it. It was just so fast.
Yeah, I think that vocalization pretty much puts into grunts exactly how I felt about this seed. It really made it rain in terms of items, and then made us run all around a lot and find our gatekeeper. But our runners did a really nice job. They certainly put on a great show for you. I put their Twitch in the chat, so certainly give them a follow. We have I think you said Jem was still in the tournament, so he'll be one to watch out for as we move forward into our semi. Are we in quarterfinals or semis?
We're in the Elite 8, so quarterfinals. And yes, and while you are following these runners, make sure to also follow us here on Speed Gaming 3. And we also have Speed Gaming 1, 2, and 4, 5, and 6 as well. And also a German, a French, and a Spanish restream.
Yeah. I checked out the Spanish restream the other day. I speak Spanish, and it was really entertaining, and it's great that we're opening up the community to different linguistic backgrounds. So certainly give those a follow. And if you have those skill sets to commentate in other languages, that is another avenue for you.
Yes. And of course, if you like a lot of Link to the Past Randomizer, sometimes we do some races on a different series of channels, Link to the Past Randomizer. That's the Link to the Past Randomizer and the Link to the Past Randomizer 2, 3, 4, and 5. These daily races, though, will only be on Speed Gaming.
And last but certainly not least, a big shout out to our two amazing trackers who had quite the task in front of them at the very start throughout the match today. We have LJ, Eminen, and Yoko, who did an incredible job tracking this race today. And of course, if you liked what you heard, those dulcet tones behind those microphones, you can follow me, the Perfect Gamer, or Wolflink0370.
Yes, and that about does it for us here. So, from all of us here at A Link to the Past Randomizer, I have been Wolflink0370. We will see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Good night, everyone.
Have a nice day.